I've come here to Cornwall on the southwest coast of Great Britain, and I've come to... Give me that. Hi, so it is true, I am here in Cornwall. I just thought maybe I shouldn't present it so much like a place in the sun, you know, where they buy a nice mortgage on the Costa del Sol. I thought maybe keep it a bit more YouTube friendly, I think. So yeah, I am here in Cornwall I'm gonna have to put the sunglasses back on. That glorious sun is blinding me. So I'm here to meet my podcast guest. So the idea with the show is that I meet someone who has an interesting job, believe it or not, usually in a creative way, or just something that you and me might not know about or know how to get into, just something that might be a bit inspiring as well. That's the aim anyway. So I've come to stay with a big group of people. There's 14 of us staying in one house, and these guys are all surfers. They're either windsurfers, actual surfers, or kite surfers. They are spending the week, and they do this I think twice a year, and they're spending the week here basically surfing and cooking dinner and relaxing and enjoying Mother Nature and each other's company. I've kind of come along to crash that party a little bit, so I'm staying with one of the people in the group is my buddy Sam. B-roll. And he's really good friends with Tom. Tom is the guest I'm going to interview, and he is a pro windsurfer. So Tom has been windsurfing for years, but it's all kind of boiling down to this really crucial part in his career now, where he is competing for the Olympics. So I'm going to interview him and find out everything I need to know about that. Going to spend some time with him and his friends. I am here to relax. I'm here to meet Tom and catch him doing a bit of windsurfing, find out everything that goes into preparation for the Olympics and competing for that, because he wants to be in them, and you can see why when someone's been working so hard for so many years. But until I meet Tom, I'm actually gonna hopefully get in the sea and do some surfing. Maybe, hopefully. I'm kind of scared that I'm gonna humiliate myself, but you know, you gotta try these things out, right? Oh, it's films. Vegan pasta you had there. We are going surfing. Probably going to really humiliate myself massively. That's right, we're trying it. That's what it's about. We're doing it. Let's go. I'm getting battered. Wheel in a yellow submarine. Yeah, I almost broke my neck just now. There we go, ready? My feet. Progress. Hey. Welcome to the podcast. This is People Do Fun Jobs. So the idea with the show is I meet an interesting guest of some kind, and they have got an interesting job. Who would have thought that was the concept behind the idea? I'm very pleased to welcome Mr. Tom Squires. Hello, mate.
Hello, I'm Tom.
This is Tom, everyone. Tom is a pro windsurfer. We're going to get into that. Thank you for being on it, mate. I'm really very much appreciating it. Firstly, though, we've got some winged friends joining us on the show today. We've got some sparrows.
Yeah, some sparrows, some jenny wrens. We're out in the open over here.
And they are mating before our very eyes. So hopefully we're capturing some of that.
Just getting around.
What does it fact you just threw at me about sparrows?
I think they're slightly decreasing in numbers in the UK at the moment. Lost 40% of the overall house sparrow population in the UK.
Is this
fact windsurfers know, you know?
There's a lot to you. We're going to get into those depths and layers. So firstly, mate, I want to get into, yes, you're a pro windsurfer. How did this all start? How does a man or a lady first get interested in a water sport? Because you're a land mammal. How do you get interested in that water out there?
From the start, I'm originally from Oxford, so for me, I'm pretty landlocked from back in my childhood.
That's almost as inland as you can get.
My family had a really keen interest in touring caravans and caravanning, always being by the coast. And then one day my dad bought a really old-fashioned windsurfer. Everything was pretty ropey, and but some guy on the beach sold it for 50 quid, and my dad was like, got told how to rig it all up, and then off we went, really. It was all like a myth that we could turn round and you could come back towards the beach. Just something to do, really, for 50 quid. It was good fun. Not really knowing where it would lead us.
So actually, the fact that you did live so inland, or you grew up in that environment, it made you look out for other things to do, and so you hit the waves.
Definitely. As a kid, your parents always get you involved in activities and sports at school, and for me to get into windsurfing, it was so intriguing. It was something completely different than the normal football, rugby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cricket,
so much more interesting.
Yeah. We went back to Oxford with this old school windsurfer and got told it was a piece of rubbish. And then we started doing the RWA level 1 and level 2 courses at a local lake called Cornwall Reservoir.
Yeah.
It's a concrete pool right next to the centre of Oxford, really.
I find reservoirs, there's something kind of eerie about a reservoir.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're so man-made, and you don't know how deep they are.
Definitely. And it was the first thing that happened when we got there was they told to watch out for the blue-green algae because it's really poisonous, like can kill people.
How? By touching it, or
if you falling in the water
it?
And there's a bloom of this blue-green algae, and it's luminous, but like if you swallow it whilst you're like swimming around learning to windsurf, then it could be really kill you. And we're like, okay, this place is a concrete bowl in the middle of the country with poisonous water.
I feel like that's maybe a good little motivator to teach you how to windsurf better away from that stuff. Okay, so that's the start. So how old are you? How old are we talking when you first
I'm 25 now,
got on a board?
And I first started when I was 11, I think.
Okay, 11. It's quite a long time ago, mate. You've been going at it for a while. How do you become a professional then, from turning that into from a hobby?
The first thing I did when I learned was we did, me and my dad and my sister learned how to do sail in a triangle around buoys, and then we were like competency.
I can't say either. Competency. Yeah, I think that's right.
Then tests.
You did a test.
And,
yeah.
And then so the RWA, the Royal Yachting Association, they manage sailing and dinghy sailing. Started racing around with the windsurfers and just having like splashing in each like you would as a kid, just blasting around windsurfing, and then we learnt about there was a squad system that you could get into in the UK where you'd start racing in zone squads of the South Zone Squad, the West Zone Squad, and we did all this racing thing. We're like, this is really good. So my parents bought a camper van for us to go travelling and do this windsurfing, caddying me around basically. To be honest, lucky I had parents that were so giving.
That's supportive.
But me out.
There must be something in it for them as well. They must enjoy that.
Yeah, to get to all these places in the UK my parents had never heard of or seen. So. And then it started becoming a national thing where we were racing like up in Rutland Waters, which is in the middle of the country, and once a year the national championships as the biggest event of the year for the junior squad system, and we were all racing around. And you get a big cup, and then things just snowballed, and my parents and stuff were so for me windsurfing and get involved in the sport. My sister was really good as well, but she went down the sensible path of education, boys, university, work, and I was just like, windsurfing. And she's hopefully she's earning the money, and I'm doing the fun thing. I think at some point in your life you either do it when you're young or you do it when you're older. She's getting herself a stable job, or some kind of unstable in this whirlwind of what I enjoy, my dream, and then eventually I'll have to go
sounds like the perfect family unit, really. You've got a balance of everything. Perfect children.
She's like, oh, so jealous of you.
Let's give some context to where we actually are and where we're recording this. I've come down basically to a house where you guys you stay in this house about twice a year, is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
And we're in a place called Hale in Cornwall. Is this Hale? The nearest train station's Hale.
Pretty much.
This is Hale. Let's go with Hale. So on the southwest coast, that's where we are. I came kind of halfway during the week as the only non-surfer. Everyone here is pro in some way, or pro compared to me anyway. I came in thinking, right, I'm going to meet Tom, we're going to record this podcast. He's the pro windsurfer, and I had that label attached to you. But actually, you all do so many different water sports.
Yes.
I went out on the beach and filmed you, and we'll put some of that into the video, but that was you kite surfing. So you're pro windsurfer, but you surf really well, you kite surf. What else do you do?
I'm trying this hydrofoil business. There's a bit of a hype around this.
Hydrofoil, yes, this is like a new trend in the surfing
world. Yeah, definitely. Everyone's sticking a hydrofoil on everything.
Okay, check this out. This is a bit of footage from Tom. Have a look at this.
It's basically a big wing under your board with a mast attaching to it, which basically makes you fly. It's like an airplane wing underwater, which pushes you up and basically you glide from a couple of inches to a metre off the water.
Go on, hard, right. But I think it might pay.
It's pretty crazy, and
you go really fast.
Yeah,
it's a
super quick
bit of kit.
Yeah, and it's amazing. All the drag associated with water sports and is gone, and the drag on the foil is so small, so much easier to get quick.
Yeah,
fast.
yeah.
I think that's the rush people get into windsurfing and surfing and sailing and is that kind of like water sports rush. Like anything, people just love going fast.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. And the more dangerous, the more it seems to attract people.
Is that the adrenaline for you? Is it what do you love most about being out there? Is it the speed? Is it the wind?
For me, I think when you're younger.
Or is it tricks? Do you do tricks?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not so good at the trick stuff, but I do dabble.
Yeah.
Some of the guys here are really good at the tricks with windsurfing. Some of them are really good at the tricks kite surfing.
I've seen that.
The group of guys here are so active, and they all have the similar mindset to me.
Yeah.
That's why everyone loves coming down here with this group of people, because we're doers. We wake up and we're like, someone's going out surfing already, and you're like, I can't even eat. I just need to go out surfing because the waves are great, and it's just on the doorstep. So, being involved in this group every year, like it's the same people, because they appreciate how. It's like we could be 10, we could be 30, we could be 40, it could be 80. I think we'll still be the same characters and still be stoked. Or
do you know? Loving. I thought that everyone here is sort of in their mid-20s roundabouts, but I kind of had this vision of everyone having children, but it's still happening. I'd like to think you guys would keep getting together and doing this, because it is fun, and it is the child in all of you, right?
It definitely.
Yeah.
It comes back to, for me, the question you asked, whether it's about speed or not. It was when I was younger, but less so now. It's more about the feeling of riding like foils. I don't want to go fast, really. I just want to have the feeling of foiling and the challenge as well. There's foiling sport a new challenge to windsurfing, a new challenge to kite surfing, where people that have been windsurfing for 30, 40 years are like, wow, something's changed with windsurfing. I want to get to grips with that and find out it's really hard. And then people, it relights their youth, where they're like, this is really exciting again, and it's really freaking hard. So
and dangerous, man.
Yeah.
You can't see this out of shot if you're watching the podcast as a video, but Tom has cut his toe. Okay, you can see it. He brought the toe to all of us. What do you call that bit underneath that propels it above the water?
A wing.
A wing.
A wing, and
so
the back edge of it is super sharp.
So if you fall off that thing, it flips over, and you can land on it.
Yeah, you have to be very
hurt
careful.
yourself.
There's a lot of people with, like, I cut my arm a few years back. These things are sharp. It's
no plain sailing. Thank you very much. So you come back to the same place here in Cornwall for obvious reasons. Like I said, if you are watching the video, you can see the background here. It is beautiful. We've got a seafront view, about a minute's walk to the beach, where you guys do multiple water sports. But for you've surfed and windsurfed all around the world. Where's your favourite place to surf? Windsurf specifically.
I recently went to Takapuna in New Zealand, just south of Auckland. New Zealand's an amazing place. Just the vibe you get there. Sometimes it's not just about the conditions you're sailing in, but also the culture and the friends and people you're around as well. The people you sail with, that makes a huge difference.
I feel like you must see a really fun part of society. Like you're part of the surfing community, and wherever you go around the world, you're diving into that version of that community.
Yes,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that feels really. I feel like you're seeing a real fun side of life.
Yeah, we see a lot of cool places. Places you'd never think of going to. Like we went to Bulgaria for one European Championships, Poland. So you don't get to go to Australia and all these places you think like surfing is a big thing, like Hawaii or all that jazz. We go to really interesting places, and the stuff you learn from places like that, and the different. When you were young, like I started going to international competitions when I was about 16, 17, and I caught my first EasyJet flight, and I was literally like, oh my god, flying! This is cool. And now I do it a lot. So
It's
fly
just
a lot.
who you are.
Yeah,
Now.
and there's still that excitement's there for travelling and for seeing a new place and seeing new people and trying different things as well. A lot of people when they travel with windsurfing go hotel, walk, beachfront, windsurf, beachfront, walk, hotel. And I like to spice things up. Like when I went to New Zealand, I stayed with a home share and some hostels and some mixing.
So you're getting
up.
you are mixing with the locals and
Yeah.
getting to see where you actually are.
Yeah, I do try.
Yeah.
I go into restaurants and things that aren't on the seafront and mainstream things. So let's get out there. I have a camera and I take a camera with me to try and get out and search and be like, oh yeah, I wake up early and go just take some pictures before having to go windsurfing.
And you have a drone as well, which I'm going to kindly borrow some of that footage and use because it just looks incredible. Even just here in Cornwall, how that stuff's come out, you just get a real grasp for where you are and what it looks like, you know, bird's eye view.
This place is insane. With St Ives behind us, in St Ives Bay, yeah, it's standout. It could be anywhere in the world. That's the thing. You come down here and it's a bit cold, but
It is a bit cold, not gonna lie. We did this lovely setup outside, but it is chilly. What are you actually looking for when you go around the world? Because to a non-surfer like me, I think, okay, yeah, you picture places like Australia, Byron Bay, all that stuff. The sun is needed, but it's not about that, is it? Is it about the windy conditions? Like, what are you searching for?
so I race about 50 to 100 other men. So first things, you need a venue that copes with that sort of influx of windsurfers and logistically, like airports.
Wow.
Airports to fly into from all over the world. So I'm racing people that need to fly from New Zealand into Europe for competitions in Europe. You're looking for security for your kit, and you're looking for a good trade wind. So it's not necessarily windy or light winds or specific conditions, but it just needs to be safe enough and sailable every day.
So you're looking for consistency in weather.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. One of my favourite places to go is Palma in Mallorca,
Yeah.
and they have a big bay beach there, and it's safe. The kit, like nothing really gets stolen. There's good training for on-land training. I do some cycling for fitness, and I do some gym work. And the gyms are cheap. Eating out and restaurants and supermarkets are quite reasonably priced. The conditions are just so consistent. The wind's either onshore or offshore, and there's no cliffs for it to be or shifty or swirly or gusty.
Let's talk lingo. Actually, I've learnt a bit of swirls.
Swirls. That's
Like,
not very good lingo, but
Is that not good
like
lingo?
Swirly wind when the wind's coming off mountains and cliffs. The wind can just be crazy and no consistency in breeze.
Right. Okay.
Because normally a wind you want to have a wind direction, and the more consistent that wind direction is, the better and fairer racing is. It's like chess on water, people say. The wind has traits to do things. It shifts, it moves, it gusts, and it's my job as a professional windsurfer racing this RSX board, it's called, is to decode the shifts, the wind, and what it does better than everyone else in the race course. So you start with two boys.
Yes.
Start with two boys, and you have an imaginary line, and that's the start line between two boats. And there's a guy looking down the line, so everyone else can't cheat and be over the line. And you have to. It's the first person around the race course. On the board on the back of the boat, on that start boat, says what course you're going to do.
Yeah.
And then you have a countdown, and then you have to race around these boys.
So are you trying to predict what the wind's going to do, or do you just go with the wind? How does that part of it work?
Bit of both. You try and predict. As best as possible with what the wind's going to do, but then you also got to say what you can see. So like the facts are what you can see and where the boys are, and then what the wind could do is down to your interpretation. Like you could think the wind's going to come from the left and it's going to send me straight to the mark as quickly as you possibly can go, but it might not pan out like that. Hindsight, like same things in life, isn't it? Sometimes it knocks you down.
To get right back up. Do you fall off the board much when you're racing? Is that a thing, or is that
very rarely?
Would that be very
these
amateur
days.
to fall off?
I still do. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I sometimes wear glasses out when windsurfing because I've got contacts in now, but I really don't like contacts. So I wear glasses on the water. The amount of glasses I've lost by falling off, and I'm like, nah, I won't fall off.
You know they got bits of string for that.
Yeah. Yeah, so my mum keeps telling me.
So let's talk about the Olympics. This is quite a big deal. So you've been slogging away for the best part of 15 years or so, right? That's about that. Where are you at now? Because you are ranked number 13 in the world. It comes down to one person for men and for women, is that right?
That's it.
You tell me how it works.
Yes, so the whole structure with UK windsurfing racing is the governing body of the ROA that I had fun with as a kid. The money and funding that gets is all for that one spot for a man, one man and one woman to go to the Olympics and represent the country.
Yeah.
It's like a pyramid of people. So when you're a kid, there's 60 guys all windsurfing, racing, messing around, and then it gets a bit more serious. Every bit pyramid you go up until there's like 20 people and 10 people, and it goes up into a development squad and into an Olympic squad. And the Olympic squad is the top 4 or 5 people in the UK that are fastest, the best.
Wow. And you're amongst that 5?
Yeah. It's pretty exciting. There's a lot of pressure on every event now. We have one in the summer called the Olympic Test Event.
Yeah.
Which I've just been selected for. So I'll be representing Great Britain in the Olympic Test Event this summer. There's one man and one woman represented, and I've just been selected a couple of days ago. So,
that's amazing.
Super stoked for that.
So a committee is going to basically decide how you did in this race in the summer, and then put you forward to compete in the actual Olympics.
Yeah.
How does that sound crazy to you?
It does.
Or are you just so used to the idea of that now?
Well, realistically, it was never really an outcome or a goal in a way. It's been everyone else's goal, and I was never the favourite to go or to get to this far. It was always somebody better or bigger or could windsurf better. So to be at the stage I'm at now is really. It almost doesn't really faze me in a way because of that.
Because you didn't build yourself up to make this the ultimate achievement you wanted to hit.
So much hype and so many people nervous and stressing, and it all goes through your head, all this stuff. But at the end of the day, if you don't just do what you normally do every day, we've done so many competitions in our lives now that when it comes to an age like this, you just gotta breathe, stay calm, and just do what you do best, what you do every day.
You're so fucking chilled about it. I love it. You're so chilled about it, but you are. It's in your blood, though. I've been around you for a week now, ish, and I've seen how into it you are. It's like you're just excited about being in the water the whole time, and you're doing like 3 or 4 different types of surfing every day. You're just in and out. This morning alone, you're up at like 5:30 just to catch some waves.
There was no waves though, so it was very silly. It was a very calculated decision. but we did it.
Well, you can't win them all, Tom. If you make it through to the Olympics in 2020, how does that race work? Is it all about speed, about getting from A to B as quickly as possible?
In a way, yes.
Have I simplified quite a complicated thing?
Yes, it's really hard. It is really complicated if there's not good commentators and there's not good TV coverage and that jazz. But simply, it is about going as fast as you can around a race course, going fast in the right direction.
And you have to zigzag the whole way. That's how windsurfing works, right?
Kind of, yes. You have to go left to go right. It's like a really wiggly road. You just want to be there, but you can't just go there because the road goes like this. So between the start line and the first buoy, it's really hard to follow because everyone's like gone everywhere. People
in different directions.
50 men windsurfers, or up to 100 men windsurfers, just like all
Chaos.
across the bay.
Chaos.
And then you can really follow it after that. It's much easier to follow.
Is it exciting to watch, do you think?
If you know people's personalities, people's history, and how long they've been going for, and how old they are, and it's like I don't really watch football. I don't really follow football that much, but I can watch a game with Ronaldo and Messi because they're such big characters.
Yeah.
You know what they're like, or what they're shown to be like. So I can sit there and watch a football match with them two playing in the background and be like interested in it. And I think that's the same with windsurfing. If you don't capture that, it's hard to follow. Like, well, in essence, your country, and that's what the Olympics is about. It's about showcasing sports that don't get publicity, and merging it into that week, and try and get normal people interested in sport, different sports, interested in activities. That's what it's about in the UK anyway. Do you We got a prestigious history where the guy that went to the last couple of Olympics, Nick Dempsey, he won silver in London, silver in Rio, just missed a medal in Beijing. There's a lot of people that don't put pressure on you, but we really like to see you do well. And if you underperform, it's a shit feeling. For yourself, firstly, as a driven athlete, you're like, this is shit because I'm doing terribly. But also your mates and your family and your supporters at home as well, you feel there's a lot of pressure.
But like you said, you just got to breathe your way through it.
Yeah. And
you'll be fine.
Yeah, this is what you do. It's what I've signed up for, in a way. I just bloody love windsurfing, that's why we're here.
That's what it all comes down to, man.
And I've happened to get this far without being involved with the politics of elite sport or anything. It's just, I bloody love windsurfing. Grab the gear, I don't do anything crazy, I don't have to cheat or push the limit of anything. I just go out there, windsurf, work my hardest. In the light winds it's about pumping and fitness, and in the strong winds it's about technique and skills. And I go out there and do as good as I can. I've won medals in international competitions and won events, and also finished terribly. So like swings and roundabouts. Yeah.
But it's all led to this pivotal moment in your career.
Pressure.
Yeah, man. Well, all the best with it. Before we go, have you got any social media you'd like to plug?
I run an Instagram called Squires Windsurf and a Facebook page called Tom Squires Windsurfing. I normally whack it all on there.
I'll whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening to this as a podcast, I'll link it all up as well. Mate, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you. It's been fun hanging out, and good luck with everything, man.
Yeah. I hope you enjoy the rest of your surf trip.
Alright, well, thank you so much for listening to People Do Fun Jobs. Thank you so much to Tom, he was awesome. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook at Mr. Winter Official, and my website also links everything up, mrwinterofficial.com. But thank you, mate, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on the next podcast.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. Just search Mr. Winter Official. This is Mr. Winter. Let's go!
Am I right? Okay, we've got penises being shown.